Right. So it's 2024. It's time to get going. We've got our dreams, we've got our targets. Okay. Sometimes, let's face it, they've been put on hold slightly. All right, haven't they? Why have they been put on hold? Why? Because it's been Christmas. Okay, let's see. Anybody that's on, say hello. It'd be great to hear from you. Emmanuel Ali, how are you, mate? Happy New Year, buddy. It's going to be great to see you in person. Um, Anybody else? Say hello. It'd be great to hear from you. Rakeem, how are you? I'm down in London next Saturday. I will see you there. Let me know if you're on Facebook. Let me know if you're on YouTube Live, X, all of them. Stuart Ashworth, how are you? Hello. Anna Ray, hello. I hope you're well. Now, hey, Rakeem, I hope you're well, mate. I really, really do. Now, the point to this is actually, I want to do a bit of public service. All right. I want to answer some questions. It might be about MZA, my organization, anything you want to know. But as well as that, it might be about acting in general. So I really want you to get your questions across. All right. Any questions that you've thought of over the last month or that you can think of right now that you want to know about acting, let me know. Let me just give you a bit of rundown though. Matt Zena acting classes in Leeds, Bradford, York, London, Halifax, online. We've got the academy. We've got another product which I may tell you a little bit about, which is going to be called the Metaverse Classroom, which is going to be the first ever meta classroom. I'm not going to give too much away, but it's going to be the first in the world. So I might give away a bit about that. But our classes start next week, and we've actually got an open week. So if for any reason you've not attended one of our classes yet, next week is the time or the best week to do it. We've got classes in London going on next week. If you can be in London, we've got classes online wherever you are in the world. We've got classes in York, Halifax, Bradford, Leeds. Just get in touch. Just drop me a DM and I will get you a free trial class. Right, let's go for it. Emmanuel's dropped the first question because he's a legend. Simple as that. First question. As much as people say that your agent works for you, is it also true that you work for your agent as well? What an amazing question. It's a partnership. All right. It's a partnership and it has to work incredibly well. Now, there's different levels. Okay, so when you are an established actor, that's a very different relationship with your agent. When you're an established actor, you have established yourself as a huge actor. So your stock is huge. And therefore, you're going to be working all the time. You're going to be bringing in lots of money. And when your agent is working for you, they will be getting paid a lot of money. So they will do a lot more or take a lot more of the burden in making sure that you've got constant you've got constant auditions. As well as that type of agent will get lots of calls to them because you're in demand. So when you're an established actor, you do have to work with your agent, and you do have to effectively, if you think about it, an agent of an emerging actor can't basically hold your hand, and because you're not going to be working as much because you're an emerging actor. Okay. So in order to, whereas a agent of established actors will only have a few, the emerging actors database will be a lot bigger pool, and therefore emerging actors do have to do a lot of things for themselves: the headshots, the marketing package, all of that. So it is a balance, and it's to do with the type of position that you're in. What the actual aim is that when you are an emerging talent, is that agent needs to know how to help you emerge, giving you clear instructions about what you need to do to basically make yourself more known. And that is a partnership. Obviously, there's phone calls, obviously, there's constant submissions, but the actor needs to do an awful lot of work themselves as well, creating a personal brand on social media, making themselves well known, networking, all of that type of things. Okay, so it's a really good question. Really, really good question. Stuart Ashworth in with the second one. Hi, Jody. How are you? I have been offered an advert in Georgia, USA. The pay is less than 1,000, although all expenses and flight and accommodation. I've turned it down. Should I have gone for the experience? Stuart, I love that question. And this really helps me deal with a common misconception about how this industry works and money and all of the economics of it. Stuart, sit down, make notes, okay? I'm going to take you right back. So effectively, this is how the money system came around. This is how we ended up with money, Stuart. So, 1,000 years ago, you would take a goat down to a common area, and you would go around and you would try and get the fair value of exchange for that goat. You had a goat. You wanted to make sure you got fair stuff in return for that goat. Okay, so you might get 5 bags of grain and maybe somebody's wife. All right, joking, but do you get the idea? And so you thought, well, that's fair. Then money came along, and then we've got the fiat money system, and it was just like, right, they're going to swap money for your services. However, money has actually got us into a really bad state of mind, because all we think of is the monetary exchange, not the value exchange. So, Stuart, rather than just, when you're making a decision like that one, don't just look at the monetary value of it. Think of all the different value that it could offer. Let me give you some ideas. So it's a credit, it's a current credit, it's working with a certain director, it's networking, getting yourself out there, potentially doing a good job, and then that director goes on to another project and takes you with them. So the value is huge. Maybe the monetary value is not as high as you want, and you've got to weigh that up. You know your worth, you know your value. Are you getting the fair exchange of value in return for your exploits in that commercial or in that advert? All right. And that was a matter for you. But I just think that actually, Stuart, not knowing your situation perfectly, I just think that you've talked about money and accommodation and flights, but have you actually thought about generally the value and other terms of value that you can get from something? Okay. Is it normal for agents to ask you to audition to join their agency? Sometimes, sometimes. However, agency-wise, it just depends which type of agency you've got. If it's the right agent for you, but no, it's not that common, although it's not particularly unheard of. All right. So sorry, I've not really answered that question. You, Philomena, are at the stage in your career where you've got good credits, good showreel material. I wouldn't expect you to have to audition for an agency. So let me know a bit more information about that. Send me an email, Philomena. All right. What inspires the agent like you to make changes within the industry? What inspires the agent to make changes within the industry? Do you know what, Adam? It's an interesting question, that, and it's kind of, yes. I think that when you're in something like an industry, you should always be looking to make it better and change it for the better for everyone within it. And I certainly do that. So if I see something that's unfair, if I see something that needs saying, I say it. I get myself into trouble sometimes, but I do, because I think that's something that you've got to do. And when you say what inspires me, I just think my inspiration comes from, I've always got the back of the actors. I've always got the actors. I'm on the actor side, and I always have been, and I always will be. And I've been lucky enough in this industry to go behind the camera, to get involved in casting, to get involved in on-set acting coaching. I've been an agent. I've been in all different roles. I've even been director. I've produced, and I've done everything. But I've always had the back, or always come down on the side of actors, because I think actors are amazing, and I always will do. All right. Any questions on Facebook? Any questions on YouTube? All right, they're all coming off Instagram at the minute. Next question: do you think that social media will become the new version of Spotlight in terms of casting process, or do you think that it already taken over Spotlight? No, it's 50-50. What I would look at, Emmanuel, is I would think of, you've got your Spotlight, you've got your Casting Network CV, whatever you use. And then what I know to be true firsthand is that directors, producers, casting directors will, if they're particularly interested in you, or they've not particularly heard of you before or know you firsthand, they will then do a quick search on social media to find you. And so what my tip is to actors, and it's a huge tip, and I say this a lot, is think of your, once you start a business, your social media is no longer about sharing just what you had for tea. It's a tool, it's a marketing tool, and you are a brand. So the second that happens, you've got to give over your social media to be a business tool. And so really, when it comes to it, you've got to think of your social media as an extension of your online CV, and you should literally look at it and think, right, this is a tool, and does it represent me, what I'm about? Will this sell me to a casting director or potential employer? All right, really good question. Any more questions, guys? I'm here, I'm ready. Okay, thanks for the email, Philomena. It's Philomena, by the way, guys. It's just let's call it a term of endearment for Philomena there. All right. So yeah, I'll have a look at that email and check it all out for you, Philomena. No problem at all. But meanwhile, I'm in need of some more questions. As well as that, just remember, guys, it's our open week next week at MZA. Classes all over the north, in London, so York, Leeds, Bradford, Halifax, online from wherever you are in the world. We're in London. Make sure that next week you DM me right now and you get yourself a free trial class for next week. It'll be amazing to meet you. Get on there. The next masterclass, Jane, I've got a really, really busy January. Crazy. What have I got on? So I've got London next weekend, and then I've got 2 weeks worth of I've started a public speaking coaching company. I'm doing a presentation in Munich the week afterwards, and then I'm doing a boot camp in Bradford. So if anybody wants to, as well as that, polish up their public speaking prowess, then get in touch as well. I can help you with that. Looking forward to being back at the Leeds class next week. George, you must be there Monday. All right. Oh, bless you, Adam. Can everyone give an applause for Matt, top bloke? That means a lot, Adam. It really, really does. Bless you. Thank you so much. All right. So yeah, loads on. So what I will do then is I will arrange a masterclass in early February. Yes. All right. So hold me to that. Remind me. And we will get that set up. In fact, again, more interesting information. We've just partnered with an amazing producer, director, production company called Lazy Eye Productions. And they're going to be taking care of all our showreel edits. And my God, they're absolutely amazing. So showreels are just getting an absolute boost. They're going to be amazing. All right, let's hear a few of your New Year's resolutions, guys. What you're going to do within the industry, and what you're going to target yourself to do this year. What you want to happen, and let's see if I can feed into that. Okay, let's have a look. I received an email from the producer of CV before presenting. He said he'd take a look at my showreel. What would you recommend my next steps to be? Always thankful for you, Matt. Jody, that's lovely. Thank you so much. Right, so Jody, make sure that you instantly just fire that across. Don't delay. All right. Make sure you've I believe you've got that presenting show reel. If not, it's time to get one filmed. It really, really is, and get it sent across. Because if somebody's taken the time to say yes, I will, but you've got all the TikTok stuff and stuff like that, and that's really, really the kind of stuff that the way the CBBS are going. That style, that quick, very, very in your face, grabbing attention grabbing stuff. So and I believe you're on TikTok and you do some good stuff. So just cut it all up and send it off. All right. So well done, you. I've got an official question, tap a question to answer. Um, how can I make how can I make sure that I stand out? No pun intended. Rakeem, you do stand out, mate. You really, really do. Okay. So Rakeem, you're incredibly talented. You light up a room. Um, you know, let's face it, you're a disabled actor, Rakeem, and you're a very, very good one. And obviously, sometimes some of the things like being a person of, being a minority is actually a way of standing out. You know, having a disability and all these things that people would think is negative is actually a huge positive in this industry, particularly at the minute with diversity and a real move towards inclusion. So you do stand out. You're amazing. And as long as you bring your personality across, we are always, always, always in a niche of one because nobody's like me, nobody's like you, and nobody's like every single person on this feed who is watching this. So you will never, ever, ever blend into the crowd unless you try to. And this is where headshots and things like that, because when people have headshots to try and go blank and fade into the crowd, when people do performances, sometimes they try and play it safe. It's not playing it safe that makes you stand out. It's actually just bringing ounces and oodles, I love that word, oodles of your personality that makes you stand out. That is the truth. And you need to work out who you are, what it is that's different about you, and just absolutely lay it out there for everyone to see. Absolutely amazing question, mate. Okay. George says you can count on that. 2024 is going to be a big year. Of course it is, mate. And I fully, fully, fully believe it. Besides your amazing classes, which other workshops would you recommend? The thing is, Philomena, is all of the workshops are localized, really, and you're in London. So, obviously, to recommend, obviously, it's a bit tough for me to recommend any other classes because obviously, I do believe mine are the best by far. But that's just the way it is. But I do know, obviously, there's lots of other people doing some amazing things. We have, particularly in MZA, we have new coaches coming on. I've just been interviewing a very, very famous celebrity stroke coach that's 80-90% there coming on board. We've already got Lee Otway, we've already got Stuart, Piper. So we've got some amazing coaches, and we're going to make sure that they kind of circulate. If that answers your question as well, just to make sure that you feel like you're getting different takes and different workshops. So we just effectively, MZA, we teach in so many different ways, online, in person, now the metaverse. All right. So, and we also have so many amazing coaches that really all that you would do is maybe go to another organization with a different coach, but we're kind of drawing in the best of acting coaching talent at the minute. So you wouldn't actually be able to get anywhere better anyway. All right. Being a bit naughty there, but I genuinely believe that, I'm afraid. I'm unsure on my progression from this. What do you mean by progression? You mean like after you've sent off Jody? Do you mean after you've sent off your CBBS tape? Just make sure you send it off, a good link, and then follow it up and just say, what do you think, or any feedback, fine. Let me know what you mean by that. Would you say that it's harder for actors to make themselves more marquee names in the industry due to how many platforms of media there is now, streaming services, social media? make themselves. Basically, what you're trying to make yourself, Emmanuel, is the aim of it is not making yourself a marquee name um, instantly like a Tom Hardy. Right, I'm Tom Hardy now. What you're trying to do is make yourself a personal brand, a brand that people are aware of, that people are looking at. Because once you're looking at, you then become a brand that's very, very easy to basically you want eyes on you because then when you get into a production, all of those eyes that are on you go on that production. So you become a valuable commodity. Remember this, write it down, everybody. Okay. Attention is currency. In 2024, attention is currency. And if you've got attention on you and I give you a role in my short film, Emmanuel, then you bring however many, 1,000 people to watch my film. If you've got 10,000, you bring 10,000 people, and that is very valuable in 2024. And that's what you're aiming for. You're aiming to be able to say, look, I've got my audience, because I put out regular content, people are interested in me, and therefore, when I just shift that to doing a stage play or a film, then those people and those eyes come with me. All right, that's how it works. Jody, thank you, Matt. So helpful. Anytime, Jody. You know that. Hey, Tyler, how are you? My targets for this year is to increase my value as increase my skill set and attend casting workshops, networking events, and I want to book a lot more roles this year. Jane, music to my ears, and I know that you will do that. I really do. Anna Ray, your classes are the best. Thank you so much, Anna. That means an awful lot. Glad I asked. I hustled, wanted you to confirm what I know. Boom. Love it, Philomena. Love that. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I really, really do. All right. Any more questions? Let me know. I'm here. I'm here for another 4 or 5 minutes. Stephen Brailsford, how are you? Second thing. So, not second thing. So I'm going to tell you a bit about the Metaverse Classroom. So basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to set up a Metaverse Classroom, and that basically is a very well priced. All right, it's going to be very, very. I don't use the word cheap, but good value. Okay, whereby people can attend my Metaverse Classroom from all over the world. You can attend an MZA class from wherever you are in the world. From your screen, you can wear a headset. You can watch it on your phone, but you will be able to attend MZA. How does that happen? That's through my Meta glasses. And these are going to be a huge part of our class. So people are going to watch me, okay? People are going to watch me teach you in person, as well as that, this amazing technology. So in my ear, we will get, I get questions. Literally, I can deal with them live, as well as dealing with everybody in the class, in the room. And it's going to be a subscription, and it can be added to MZA's subscription. I've not set it yet, but it's going to be below a tenner per month to attend any class that I ever teach in person and be part of it from wherever you are in the world. Okay, it's the first of its type. It's going to be amazing. All right. So you've got the transition lenses. What does that mean, Stephen? I don't know about transition lenses. Those are the Meta Wayfarer glasses. All right. So we've got all sorts coming up, loads of tech, making sure I'm ahead of everything. All right. Iron Guy says, hey man, I shall join your in-person classes in the summer holidays, hopefully. That's far too far away. That's like 6 months away. I want you to join next week. Okay. Join next week. So as well as that, we have an open week next week. So if you have been wanting to come and join us, you will be incredibly welcome. So make sure that you come along next week, join one of our classes online, wherever you are in the world, London, all up north. Just DM me. I will get I will get you onboarded into one of our classes next week. It'd be great to have you along. Has ever been the case where casting directors have casted people based off natural raw talent rather than someone who is very well and highly trained? Um, raw talent. Raw talent. Right. Okay. So, yes, raw talent gets cast all the time. All right. It really does. It can be sometimes because they're looking for something. Um, there's a few reasons why raw talent gets cast. One, you bring something very specific to the role that they have not, that they can't get hold of, i.e., a certain ethnicity or a certain language or something like that. Another way, the reason why they'll go with raw talent is just because a certain director comes on with a certain style. Somebody like Cleo Barnard, who I've worked with loads, and Stephen Brailsford, well done. The director of The Old Oak, which is, come on, the director of The Old Oak. He's exactly the same, all right? Exactly the same. He likes to get raw talent because raw talent and untrained talent, sometimes training can go against some people, particularly if they're trained theatrically or not trained in a certain way. It can actually work against an actor, or particularly when you try to get a certain effect on screen. Okay, so raw talent gets used all the time. And in fact, one of my jobs in TV and film is to work with raw talent and ingratiate them to the screen. I've done that before where I've taken raw talent and I've helped them onto set. So that's been one of my jobs. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there because my phone's about to run out of battery, and I've been on for a little while. But yeah, remember, open week next week, so free acting class for anybody who wants it, who's not a member of MZA. Make sure you join us. And anyone else within MZA, I really look forward to seeing you next week. I've missed you all loads. We're going to have an amazing week. We've got a Spider-Man script. All right. And it's going to be an amazing one. Much love, everyone. And I will speak to you all incredibly soon. Bye.